Marilyn Taylor, and I'm a Damascus resident. And I want to read you this. Now that I have had time to reflect on last Thursday's City Council work session, in particular the demand that Mayor Spinnett apologize to the city manager, I am appalled that such a demand would be made, and so forcefully, by a council president. I do not know all the ins and outs concerning this affair, but trying to put myself in the position of both Cindy and Steve Spinnett, if I were Cindy, I would have been very intimidated to be accused of taking pictures of sensitive documents with a city manager then demanding that I hand over my iPhone to him. Then this accusation becomes public, with Cindy's reputation being sullied and her family being embarrassed. Added to that, consider Dean Apostle's hit piece in the Sunrise Times on this affair, before the police had completed their investigation and found no evidence of what Cindy was accused of. What did you expect the mayor to do? Just sit back and say nothing? Sure, the mayor could have just stated the facts and not made some of the statements he did regarding the city manager's overstepping his bounds. If apologies are due to anyone, the city manager should apologize to Cindy Spinnett. It has been pointed out by some on council that Cindy Spinnett has made numerous requests for public records and that it was impacting the time of staff as well as associated costs. In fact, the city manager had staff compile the cost figures for the last 2 years, which he stated was at council's request. Would it be too far-fetched to think that staff got together to figure out a way to keep Cindy from making any future requests? Is the city council aware that some Damascus residents, not the Spinnetts, have come to the conclusion that if they have business with City Hall, to make sure they have a witness accompany them? How is all of this for building trust with city government?
Thank you, Marilyn. James Lukes.
Try to speak into it. I had a whole plan, but my whole plan is just thrown out the window. First of all, Diana, I'd like to say it last month when you turned around, when that person was talking, I thought that was really rude. I mean, that was just ridiculous. I sat there and I thought, you know, I might have a lot of objections with it, but that was totally uncalled for. I'd also like to say, as a dad, okay, I know I don't want to look at all of you as a dad. But the thing about it is, I think if we could do some spankings, we need to do a lot of spanking around here. I mean, this is ridiculous. I sit here and I've seen, ever since I've gotten involved, I have seen nothing but, right now it would be, except for Barb, I'm pretty proud of the way she stood up tonight. She wanted to do like a family thing. You know, let's talk about it. Let's get this thing straightened out. This is ridiculous. And then you're sitting there, Randy, as usual, Randy's in there trying to come up with his own thing, saying, well, under this rule, let's do this, let's change this. It's all because you've never been able to face it. I'd just like to say I'd like to see the city council, the mayor, and everybody together come up with something where this overruling the mayor, no matter whether it's Steve Spinnett or who it is, has got to change. It's so obvious tonight. And the one that really, really aggravated me was this thing with Cindy. That should have never even happened. Never happened. She comes in. Which reminds me, I did bring my cell phone because I wanted to say that a couple of months ago, it was actually longer than that, I went down to City Hall. And I have a 200-foot problem with, you know, this, what do you call it, riparian or whatever that name is. Well, it goes totally across my whole property and 10 foot into my neighbor. I have an acre and a half. Okay, so I come in to try to get that straightened out. I went into City Hall. I didn't go just 2 booths back. I went 3 booths back. I went back there and sat down with one of the city planners. We brought up all sorts of stuff on the computer. And the thing is, I'm willing to turn in my phone right now if you guys would like to see it, because I think that, you know, it's only fair. I do have it. So if you want, and the manager can take it. That's no problem, because I did go in. What I'm trying to say is that's how ridiculous it is. If we can't have a city council, mayors, have the city manager, I'm sorry that you came in and all of this happened the way that it did. I'm speaking from my heart only because you're new. I read the thing in the paper about how do you want to get along. Well, you're a paid employee, and we pay for you. And you know, like I say, I've never formally met you. But I would love to see you and Steve just sit down, do it like adults. None of this thing, Randy, don't get involved, don't hide your orders from I think you would be easier to sit down with them and just straighten it out. None of this stupid crap of, well, I think we should do this, I think we should do that, I think we should do that. And Randy, you're just notorious for it. You know? I mean, you're by the rules, Randy. I mean, you make up the rules as you go. So, I know I'm like speaking, but I'd like to just, can I just read one little thing? I know my
we have to stay on the track here because there's a lot of us, but thank you.
Okay. It was a good one and it would have gone.